Do one.
Fine.
Well, he was a difficult man to find in Australia when they were out there recording, and he was pretty difficult to find here. But welcome to the program, Bon Scott, AC/DC.
Oh, thank you, Ian.
Now, in fact, the last time I saw you was when we did the 100th show over here, when you went out to Halliford Studio. That was a good day, wasn't it?
Well, it took so long to get the show together. It was a really good day because the bar was open the whole time.
Yes, that's right. Yeah. Yes, well, we won't mention about the bar. But listen, seriously, what are you doing at the moment? What are the group doing? You've just come back from America.
Well, we're doing an English tour at the moment.
Yeah.
The last gig is about 3 days at Great Yarmouth. I suppose you've all heard of Great Yarmouth. And we just finished.
No, I haven't.
Oh, you haven't?
No, good place.
Oh, let me tell you about Great Yarmouth.
Oh, no, let's not.
Carry on.
Right, keep going.
Okay. Just finished the European tour and spent 7 weeks in America. So we really are, getting around.
Right, well, let's go back about a year ago when I was over here doing interviews and that. And at that stage, in the music papers especially, like Sounds, NME, Melody Maker, you were never out of the papers, right? There was always a story about you.
Yeah.
You were filling out the marquee every night, and you were sort of what most people termed as the first of the punk bands to emerge. Now, since then, the Sex Pistols and so on, and now you've got, Every Man and His Dog, with, similar names, that turn themselves as punk rock bands or a new wave band. You've been away, you've been to America, you've broken into the American charts, and I've got my hand over the mic again. You've been away, you've been
shouldn't have the mic down there, Ian.
I know. You've been away, you've been you've made the American charts, you're very big in Europe. What does it feel like now to come back with all of this new wave sort of going crazy in England? And are you pulling crowds still?
We're pulling bigger crowds than they are,
Yeah?
I mean, we've got our following here. It's not new wave and it's not punk. It's just people that like our band, our rock band, And we honestly thought that the punk and the new wave thing might sort of spoil a bit for us, but it hasn't at all.
Yeah.
It was a big fad, it's just like anything else, a big fad for a while, and there's those that are still hanging on to it. So we have the following. If we release a single here now, it would do really well. Excuse me. And we'd also have our following,
Well, why isn't there a single release now? Or,
Well, we don't write the singles, We don't write.
What?
We don't write singles.
Of course you do.
We have done in the past, but we don't write something specifically for a single.
Hmm.
No way.
But it's common for any group to bring out a single.
We're an album band. We're a road album band. Singles don't mean a pinch to anybody. In our band, there's no sense in them. Like if some station picks it up, like the BBC, which they probably never would,
Yeah.
Then it might get played and it might make the charts. But there's no way we do it intentionally to make a single.
Well, does the same go for Australia?
No, Australia's a different market altogether. And if there's a likely single on an album, it'll be released as a single. But over here, the album's the main thing,
Now, you've always, since you've been away, you've always gone back to Australia to record. Why is that? And I believe you're going back again to record.
Well, it sort of coincides with a few things like holidays. You see your mum and dad, and all your mates, and George and Harry are there, and the studios are there, and they know the studios like the back of their hand, And it's just been a perfect setup, and we can spend unlimited time in the studio. It's all there. There's no need to go anywhere else because, like, if we went to, say Miami, for instance, we'd have to hotel it and have to buy a studio time. Like you might get 8 or 10 or 12 hours a day or whatever, which is quite expensive. There's just no point in it as yet.
Right now, you're really big on the European side, especially on the live touring side. Can you tell us a bit about the European market as far as AC/DC are concerned?
The European market, they're really quite strange over there. There are a lot of freaks over there. They're sort of not punk, and they're not terribly young.
I was about to say you might feel at home if they're all
Yeah,
Freed's
right,
gone.
yeah.
I'm sorry.
Oh, you find a few
Yeah.
on the street after the show in the gutter.
Right.
But they're sort of. Oh, it's really hard to say. But they're more.
Are they an
like
emotional
the
audience or
freak,
what?
yeah,
Ready
emotional.
to rock, you know?
Probably more so than the rest of the world. you
Yeah.
know? They're crazy because like European bands don't play rock music, and if they do play it, they don't play it well. You know, so the only rock they get is from England, America, and now Australia.
Right, now let's look at 4 countries, right? You've got the USA, which you're about to leave for and do an extensive touring side. You've got the European market, you've got the British market, and you've got the Australian market. Does the band change at all, or you just play the same thing for every market and use the same approach?
Exactly the same, yeah.
Yeah.
There's no need to change. I mean, we're what we are,
Yeah,
and we ain't going to change for nobody. You know?
yeah.
So it's just. But it doesn't, like, you could put them all in one room and you couldn't tell one from the next. Like, they're
Right.
just the same the world over, you know.
What do you think will be the next single in Australia? Let There Be Rock?
Isn't it there yet? Isn't that the single?
I don't know, is it?
No.
Well, it's certainly not out at the moment.
Hang on, a voice from heaven says, yes.
A voice
Or
from
Let There
heaven?
Be Rock.
Right. Right, now tell us about your American plans.
Yeah, we're going back there in a couple of weeks to tour with Kiss, supporting Kiss, and a band called Rush. You mightn't have heard of out there,
No.
you know. And we're doing about 12 dates with those bands,
Mm.
and a few of our own, and some co-headlining with a band called UFO.
Right. We've heard of that.
You know UFO?
Yeah, right. Now just on the Kiss tour, right? Have you seen Kiss perform yet, live?
Yeah, I saw them in London last year.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
quite spectacular.
yeah. Well, I mean, there's going to be an amazing contrast between yourselves and obviously Kiss. Both very visual.
Well,
for a
yeah.
start.
See the guy that what's his name? Tell me the bass player's name from Kiss.
I don't know.
No? Coral, tell me the bass player's name from Kiss. He's a popular guy, isn't he?
Coral?
He come along to our show or one of our shows in the Whiskey in Hollywood to see us play, you know. And he come up to us and said, "Look, I dig your band, and we're touring in December, and we'd like you to tour with us." You know. And they played to 80,000 people. You know,
Yeah,
so-
right. I mean, they're huge.
So the show should be quite amazing.
And how's Angus going? How did Angus go over this time last year? The papers were going crazy and, you know, talking about this great little guitarist that's so full of energy. How did he go in America?
Oh, they couldn't believe him in America.
Yeah.
No. I like the Americans are mad. Anything new, they really go crazy for it, you know. And although like only the rich people over there can afford to send their kids to schools where they have uniforms, this, like the novelty of it was just overwhelmed them, and the energy the band puts out, they couldn't believe it, you know.
Well, listen, thanks for coming on Countdown again.
It's all right.
And,
No worries, Ian. They still
we
call you Ian, do they?
yeah, well, Molly. And something like that. And we wish you the best of luck in America.
Thank you.
And it's good to see that the album is really starting to break in, really starting to break into the top 200. What is it? You know, it's around about the 150 mark.
150 with an arrow.
Yeah, no, that's good.
Not quite as fast. Not quite as fast as the bullet.
As the bullet. All right, well, best of luck, and we'll look forward to seeing you come home and doing some tour dates.
Looking forward to getting back there.
Take care, Bob.
See ya.
Thanks, mate.
In South London, Scotland Yard said the body of 30-year-old Bon Scott was discovered by a friend who had left him in the car hours earlier. Scott was born in Scotland, but reared in Australia, where the five-man group was formed. AC/DC had been based in London since 1976. A spokesman for the band's record company said he didn't know what AC/DC will do without lead singer Bon Scott.
I've got a call concerning something we had on the 5 o'clock news tonight. Police in London, I'll read what I have here, because I didn't get anything further on it tonight, was looking for it. But here's what it says as it came across the wire. Police in London say the lead singer of the rock group AC/DC was found dead last night in the parked car in South London. Scotland Yard said the body of 30-year-old Bon Scott was discovered by a friend who had left him in the car hours earlier. And Scott was born in Scotland and reared in Australia, and where the five-man group was formed. AC/DC has been based in London since 1976. So any further details, and we for sure will pass them along.